So you want to play Final Fantasy XIII free. Well, do you like God? Do you like Doomsday? Do you like sucking souls out of people? Do you like making animals extinct? And do you like a new game plus? Well then, Final Fantasy XIII free is the game for you. Now obviously, since this is the third installment of this particular series, there has been stuff happening in the meantime, and a short summary of that is this. There's this chick called Yule. She loves this dude called Kaya's Ballad. She's like madly in love with him. Yule is cursed to be a Cirrus and forever be reborn in multiple timelines, and every timeline Yule is a little bit different. Kaya's Ballad wanted to stop Yule from dying, so he attacked Etro, the goddess of death. Lightning was chosen as Etro's champion to defend the realm from Caius and the goddess herself, a battle that had lasted for a far greater time than it ever should, one that Lightning did not come out of victorious, and the goddess Etro died. Lightning sent out her little sister Sarah on a fool's mission to time travel where and whenever to try and stop Caius in the past, so that the attack never happens, but that didn't work out. Unfortunately, Sarah died in that mission, not being able to stop Caius, and as such, he got what he wanted, Etro's death. Fast forward to now, the chaos itself is eating away at the world, an unseen force of destruction, and for now, only 4 large areas still remain fairly unharmed. The capital city Luxarian, the city of partying called Yusnan, the somehow still preserved wildlands, and the Dead Dunes, formerly known as the Cherubi Steppe. The world only has like a week left to live, and it is Lightning's job to save as many souls as possible to bring them over to the new world that Bonavelza is making, in order to escape the chaos that is eating his current world alive. All of the people stopped aging, no one was growing up, no more people were being born. After all, it was Etro that was guiding the souls of the dead out of the chaos and into the world. Without her, everything came to a stalemate. Now, Sarah's death means that her soul is once again one with the chaos, and God used that as a bargaining chip against Lightning. Save the souls of the people, or your sister will forever be lost to you. So Lightning goes on a little journey to save the people, along the way meeting old companions from the original game. Snow, Hope, Fang, Neil, Taz, and even some more from the second game, like Yule, Caius, and Noel. Fang and the others woke up from their crystal sleep just fine. However, Vanille got a little extra present when she woke up. See, God decided that this little annoying girl can hear the suffering and cries for help of all of the souls inside the chaos. Their church of this asshole of a god decided to take Vanille in and to teach her how to perform the soul song, which is supposed to save all of the souls inside of the chaos and transport them over to the new world that Bonavelza is making. Only problem is that no one told Vanille that this will actually destroy all of those impure souls, and all the memories of them will vanish along with them, including Sarah. On the way to save some souls, Lightning encounters the Shadow Hunter, whose task is to kill the savior, aka Lightning. It's no surprise that he fails, and Lightning uses Talk no Jutsu to convince him to start helping people instead of continuing the cult of trigger-happy killers. Snow has become the patron of Yusnan and protector of the people there, but he seemed kinda down. Turns out, he was close to becoming a thief once more, so we kinda demolish his palace, do a little bit of breaking and entering to remind him that he is still worthy of Sarah and her love, and that he's a big boy for still loving her for these past 500 plus years. But for all the time that he has spent moping and closing himself off in his own palace, the others kinda treated the city as Las Vegas, a city of pleasure with all the different foods, fighting arena, and theater acts. Not to mention that Lightning was the leading lady in one of them. In the Wildlands, there is a legend of a white chocobo who will only appear at the end of the world. Good thing we are here to save the world from that end. Turns out that the legendary chocobo is the one and only Esper, Odin. With the help of Odin, Lightning is able to access the temple of Etro. I'm only surprised that people forgot how to build ladders and just climb up themselves, but to each their own, I guess. Within the temple, Lightning finds out that it's Yule who caused the chaos to appear with her endless deaths and rebirths, but it was Caius who killed the goddess Etro that allowed said chaos to pour into the world and make time stop. Now, inside the temple, we beat Ballad and tell him to fuck off with his bullshit, but he is immortal and doesn't really care since Yule is still stuck in the loop of constantly dying and being reborn. Not to mention how all the versions of Yule are conflicted about Caius. Half of them want him dead to end his suffering, while the other half wants him alive to be with him. And lastly, the Dead Dunes. Once home to a diverse fauna and flora, now reduced to ruins and sands for as far as the eye can see. Now, in this desert there are ruins, and within those ruins lies the history of the gods, how they did not like Etro, and how her blood was used to create the first humans. In those very same ruins, Lightning, together with Fang, hunts down the Clavis, an artifact that is needed to gather all of the souls within the chaos to one spot. Then Vanille can perform the soul song that will save the souls of the people within. However, once we do actually find it, the church comes up and steals it away from us and delivers it to Vanille. Throughout the days of Lightning trying to save as many people as possible, she encounters Lumina at times. She is an enigmatic person, someone not even Hope, God's right-hand man, can detect. Lumina appears inside and out of the physical world. She even has powers to manipulate the chaos, appear in Lightning's mind, and more. Once the final day comes, Light is finally able to confront Vanille together with Fang and stop her from being a dummy-dumb and obliterating all of those souls out of existence. Now, we show her the proper way, like we always have to, because wherever Vanille goes, she brings trouble. After that, we have a big confrontation with God himself, and this dude has phases. Now, he doesn't have 4 total fights like Seymour does from Final Fantasy X, but he has 3 phases back to back. And to be honest, this guy does way more damage. He's not God for nothing after all. But once again we deal with old Grumpy Pants God. We use a giant lightsaber made out of the souls of all of our friends and send him to the Shadow Realm. Of course by now, God has created the new world and everyone went to inhabit it, other than Lightning. She wanted to stay behind, to act as the new goddess Etro, and to help the world move forward that way. Thankfully, Sarah appeared and convinced Light to join them in the new world, and that Caius and Yule will take over the job to look after the dead so that something like that does not happen again. With that, everyone went to the new world happily, only for Lightning to become a model for Louis Vuitton. And several others like in this car commercial for Nissan. Now, obviously, gameplay is going to be very different from the other Final Fantasies. After all, you're playing solo for 95% of the game, and the times you do have an ally, they mostly do nothing. Unless it's max level Odin, cause that mother fricker heals like it's nobody's business. Since you're alone, you only control Light. There is no turns to wait for, no one to heal you but yourself, and the tough reality is that you simply do not have healing spells. You have very limited healing options. You can rest in a hotel for an hour and risk losing the hour of the already limited time that you have, buying food from vendors, which is honestly an amazing touch to detail of the world that I really love, but it's really not that useful. The times they actually use that healing is minimal. It would have been really cool if you got some extra bonuses from using the vendors for healing, like doing 10% more damage or getting extra guard efficiency. Another form of healing is combat healing. You have 2 abilities that do just that, and those are Mediguard, which makes Light take a defensive stance while slowly regenerating HP, and then there is Lancet. You damage an enemy and heal yourself for a percentage of your strength. Stagger Bar from Final Fantasy XIII has changed to whatever the fuck this is. The stagger went from a clearly defined bar with percentages to a riff you'd hear at a Led Zeppelin concert, and you have to pray to God that you'll be able to stagger some of the bigger foes, because getting the elements that you want is a real bitch. Not to mention, you have to double stagger some enemies to even do damage to them, like the Earth Eater. Dude is immune to everything until you stagger him. Then the stagger lasts for a whole second and he casts Veil on himself, so that you cannot debuff him, cannot dispel him, and you have to wait it out again. Now, as far as equipment goes, you actually have a plethora to choose from, as half of the game you'll actually be in the menus trying to give Light the most optimal setup, while also playing my dress-up darling with her. With each cosplay comes locked abilities to that cosplay that are more often than not better versions of what you already have, but that does however zone lock you. After all, you only have 4 abilities per dress, and some of them come pre-picked with 2 abilities. Oh, but that's just the beginning. For each dress, you must have a weapon and a shield, and with a minimum of 3 dresses, or as the game calls them, schemata, you really do be having a lot of options. So, pick your favorite cosplay for Lightning and enjoy the view, or lack thereof. And what would a Final Fantasy game be without a super boss to beat at the end? Or 2 in this case, Arrow Knight and Nereshki, or however the heck you pronounce his name. Both of these 2 big bunguses have a timer for combat. Arrow Knight will literally say, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," if you can't stagger it, so you really need to be ready and prepared. Ereshkigal, on the other hand, does not run away, but he does however send out meteors to kill you if you can't stagger it. Plus, time continues to tick on during this one specific battle unlike any other. This Final Fantasy also implements a different leveling system. You no longer gain XP from just killing monsters, and good thing too, because these little critters can actually go extinct. Yes, you heard it right, in this game you can kill the enemies dead so badly they will never ever want to respawn ever again. So keep that in mind next time you're bonking that Reaver over the head. The one and only way to actually get stronger in this game is by doing main and side quests. By saving the souls of the people, you absorb the energy and gain stats. There are only 3 stats that can get stronger this way: Strength, Magic, and HP. But trust me, you are going to need them. There are lots of different quests, anything from a fetch quest to an extermination request, and even just bringing people together to be happy with one another. You have it all, and Light actually starts to grow emotionally despite God having taken that away. Of course, weapons and shields are another way to increase your stats. You can also make your abilities stronger at the sorcery shop by combining more of the same ability into one compact package until it can level up higher. Weapons, on the other hand, need you to go into the New Game Plus in order for you to upgrade them, and New Game Plus isn't for everyone, but then again, you don't need it in order to beat the main game. Well, that about covers the game and the lore. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Peace!